It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band, and today's band is a little bit of something, it's a little bit of nothing, it's a little bit of everything in between. It is Cloud Nothings, and Branden, I think this may be the first band that you put up on the board as opposed to signing up for, so talk to me about Cloud Nothings, and why is it that you wanted to talk about Cloud Nothings today?
I wanted to talk about Cloud Nothings because I think they are probably the most overlooked modern band around. People say it's like, oh, you know, there's no good music anymore, rock is dead, all this other stuff. It's like, dude, Cloud Nothings, like, listen to them. Like, when everybody was talking about them when Attack on Memory came out in 2012, I was like, okay, let me listen to this and give it a try. And I was just blown away by that album, and I've just been following them ever since.
So I think this is how this went. So Branden put them up on the board and came into the deprogrammed universe, and a tweet was sent out that Branden was going to do an episode, and Randy was like, I want to do an episode with Branden, and then immediately signs up for Cloud Nothings. I think I've got that right. So Randy, talk to me about Cloud Nothings. What made you want to jump in here?
In a way, I didn't know when we were going to do this one, but really when we decided, okay, it's time to do Eddie, then I'm like, yeah, just add Branden on that one. And then we'll, because we knew that we were going to do that pretty soon. That was a really easy episode for us. So, but yeah, now that we get to do this one, double the fun, I suppose. I'll be honest with you guys. I was introduced to this band about a year ago. I had no prior knowledge to them. And Branden kind of said it all. Like, I had been in search for these type of bands that have been out the last 10 years or so that are still kind of touring and popular. And, while maybe I don't know what their popularity level is. They're not playing on radio or anything like that, I assume. But I wanted to find something current, so I wasn't stuck within the walls of nostalgia, essentially. Mm-hmm. And they were a perfect fit because I've always grew up on punk, and I've liked post-punk, but post-punk really hadn't been too much of my thing. But this kind of set the boundary a little bit. It had very catchy rhythms. It had very catchy hooks. The lead singer has terrific lyrics. Dylan Baldy, I believe his name. Baldy, right? Not Bandy, Baldy, right?
Yeah, there's an L in there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, his terrific lyrics. You listen to him, especially you said Attack on the Memory. That is the first thing that I was introduced to. It was through that album a day experiment that we used to do. And I, heard that. And I'm like, okay, this is a sound I can get behind. Like, it feels fresh, but it also has familiar elements to it that really excited me. And after that, I kind of, I didn't go through a big deep dive after that. What I did was I went through a couple of the records, on car drives and things like that. And sometimes on car drives, you forget, like, okay, what was that song? What was that song? But overall, I like the overall feel to it. And I think I signed up for this episode just as much as wanting to do an episode with Branden, as I wanted to figure out who this band was in a more complete way.
Understandable. So as with everything, I feel like, because nobody really listens to every episode of Deprogrammed as I might hope, but like at this point, if you're listening to this and you are a Cloud Nothings fan, I hadn't heard of this band before the episode. If you are someone who does listen to every episode and you're tired of hearing me say that, I'm sorry. But yes, I had no prior knowledge of Cloud Nothings before Branden put them up on the board, and didn't even really get a chance to push play until we kind of finally put this one into motion, 3-4 weeks ago. And my first instincts, and I'm saying this because we ended up cutting the first two records off, was like, oh man, this is very reminiscent of like a Waves of, and not even necessarily sound wise, but like production wise, like bands that maybe made their impact on Bandcamp, Car Seat Headrest, Waves. There's a third one that's escaping me right now, but that's okay. But they a lower production value, and there's this heart to it, that this DIY spirit to those first couple records that was like, okay, cool, like I can lock in on this. And then, you know, production gets upped a little bit down the line. So as I mentioned, though, we chopped off the first two records, which ultimately I think was a good call. Anybody who would like to listen to the first two Cloud Nothings records, I recommend it. They're very good. I think we all three agreed that none of them really stood a chance to get onto the list. So it's like, well, let's cut them off. But taking that and building your list for this one, Branden, doing everything past those first three, or those first two rather. How did you go about putting your list together this go around?
I pretty much have all of my songs rated already, and so like I think there's just the most recent album, the Black Hole Underground. Right? Wait, is that what it? No. What the hell's it called? Black Hole.
Asking me for album names is a bad call, but it will take.
I wrote some of them down, but the last full album that I have that weren't like the EPs.
Oh, Shadow I Remember.
Shadow I Remember, yeah.
Yes, the Shadow I Remember, indeed.
Okay. Oh yeah, like I think like that one's the last one that I didn't listen to, and so I didn't have ranked. And so I went through, listened to everything again, and just kind of focused on my highest rated songs, because, you know, those are the super catchy ones. Those are the ones that also have a little bit of jam element in it too, which I think probably appeals to Randy as well. Kind of bring it back some of that Pearl Jam sort of element that you know that when they play live, they'll go ahead and put it off into a 10, 12-minute sort of epic jam. And yeah, just kind of going through and figuring out, it's like, oh yeah, this sounds good. I'm not sure. It's like, well, if I don't feel super strongly about it, then I'm cutting it.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. Did you have a game plan this go around, Randy, or did you kind of do the same thing? Just take whatever.
It was the ear test for this. You know, it was one of those things. What I found interesting about them is they are extremely consistent. They have that sound. They utilize that sound a little bit later towards the middle records, probably after they did that record with Waves. It sounded like they were starting to get away from more of the post-punk sound and kind of gearing more towards a more melodic sound, more melodic than they had in the first record. And I like that. And a lot of it after a while, I think you were just, if you listen to the first two records that we did hear, Attack on a Memory and Branden, remind me of the next record. I even know I have it written down here. Here and Nowhere
Michael
Else.
Understands. Oh. Oh.
Here and Nowhere Else. Like, those two are the ones that really piqued my interest. And it's one of those things where if you are listening to a band, and, you know, I've done tons and tons of these for Deprogram now, some that of bands that I really kind of was very familiar with, and then others that I wasn't as familiar with. If you really get into them right from the start, you just cherry pick and you're like, okay, these. And then once you get down into the later records, you're like, okay, there are some good stuff here. There's definitely some good stuff, but I know I had that in the early records. So if I really like those early record songs, especially Attack on the Memory, which is, you know, something that I listened to a lot in the last year, then I would kind of leave some of the later stuff out a little bit, not on purpose or anything like that, but the later stuff really needed to pop out in my mind and really need to kind of, set some sort of, I don't know, melodic remembrance, I suppose, whatever you want to say about that. And not really a word, I suppose, but that's sort of how I played it. Like, whatever kind of sounded good on first go around, I threw in. I ended up with 28, and then I think it was one of those things where I went through the list like 2 or 3 times and I just kind of kept adding. And then after the third time I looked, I counted, I'm like, oh, I'm at 20. Cool. Don't have to make any more decisions. So that's how that happened.
That is always a blessing when you don't have to make more decisions, heart-wrenching decisions. Because again, it bears repeating whenever this happens on this show that this is a consistent band. I mean, I know I say it a lot, but not every band is consistent. We don't have a ton of music here. I think it worked out to like 60 songs, but each one of the 60 that we included had a shot. So, like, much like you guys, I kind of just went through and was like, okay, whatever I'm drawn to. And I think that plotted me out to something like 30. And then I hesitate to say easy, on my second go around, getting it down to 20. I hesitate to say easy, but it felt easy. It didn't feel gut-wrenching to lose songs. It feels like one of those bands where it's like, yeah, it's going to suck if you guys have something that I ended up dropping, but ultimately I'm going to be okay with whatever list we come up with, because to Brandon's point at the beginning, I do think that Cloud Nothings is a band that clearly is woefully overlooked, and it's high time that they get some flowers here, I think, and that's really what I'm hoping that we're about to do is give Cloud Nothings their flowers. Now, based on everything we've said, like I feel like we've kind of set a recipe for what could end up being a mess. is a way to put it, going into the list portion. So based on everything we've said so far, Brandon, how many do you think we're going to get through unanimously?
I'm kind of optimistic. I'm going to say 6.
Ooh, I like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's bold.
Yeah. What do you think, Randy?
I'm a little underconfident just because of what we just said. They are consistent, and I feel like something that might have sparked me, maybe something else that didn't spark me right away, sparked one of you guys or both of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm a little like not totally sure how many we get. I have a good feeling that a lot of the first 2 records, well, I should say the 3rd and 4th record, are going to be represented really well. So I'm going to go 1 under Brand. I was thinking about 4, but I think I'm going 5. I'll go 5 here.
All right. I'm with it. And then do I play the game and Price is Right you? Or do I go even lower, or do I go ultra positive? Because I do feel like there's ones that are like really stood out that are like, yeah. But did they, to Randy's point, did they, stand out to me? Or did they stand out from the discography is the question. My inclination is to go under. So I'm going to go with 4.
That's probably the right decision.
4 feels right. 4 feels right. I hope it's better, but 4 feels right. I get the feeling that we're going to have a lot of 2s. I feel like there's going to be songs that found 2 of us, and one person's going to be like, I think we're going to get a lot of that. So.
Before going into this, honestly, I was like, I have no idea if this is going to be an NTP episode or a close to NTP episode. Because, I mean, with 60 or so songs, you can probably get to 10 fairly easily. But I don't know. I just kept, I guess, like, undermining the process here. But now I don't think that anymore. I think we will get a full 10, but you never know.
It could, there's worse things that could happen. We got 0 on Wasp, and
I don't think we'll get 0 on this one.
And I think that, I can't even remember the last time we actually had NTP. I think technically Bruce Willis was NTP.
Of course it was.
Bruno?
But we got 9 unanimous. So it was like, and we just didn't hit any 2s, I think, if I recall correctly. So that kind of didn't count. All right, we're going to take a quick pause, and when we come back, the AI is broken, guys. Sorry. When we come back, we are going to play the game. It's the program. Kickstart your road to fitness with the Hard Work Works fitness app. For all ability levels, full gym, no problem. What's included? Over 200 workout plans available for every situation from a full gym to no equipment at all. Nutrition guide to help you stay on track, and all of this is only $10 a month. There's a special offer for deprogram listeners. Use promo code STUPID and get your first month free. The Hard Work Works fitness app. Decide, commit, succeed, and join the hustle today. With that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The three of us have come through most of Cloud Nothing's discography. And again, I urge you, if you like the list that we come up with, go backwards. Listen to those first two. They're very fun. And plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you have never given Cloud Nothing's the time of day. Let me bring up my list here because I kind of need that. All right. I'm torn because the one answer that I got is the one that I feel like leaning towards because I feel like it has a good possibility. But the other one that is in play, I technically like better as a song. I'm gonna go with the one I like better. Let's get the pain out of the way immediately. Fall In.
Yes.
No.
There we go.
Ooh.
At least it's not pain. It's just darn.
Justin, I like that one a lot too. And I was nervous about that because I wasn't sure if that one was too, I guess, like sing-songy or what it was. But I thought it was catchy. But you put it next to a lot of the other songs in this catalog that are like a little bit more like sound experimental and things like that. It doesn't quite fit, but it's a super, super catchy song. It's very, very good.
Falling.
And right from the jump, that's what you get.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay. So, yeah. You explained it right there. Right from the jump, that's what you get. And you're like, okay, I'm paying attention. And because it's kind of different from everything else, that's what made it stand out. So, all right, Fallen, it gets 2. It's not dead yet. All right, Brandon?
I'm gonna go for that one that somebody responded to on Facebook because that's on my list, and I think that is a super strong song. The Attack on Memory song, "Wasted Days."
Yes, sir.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Like, not to ruin conversations for later, but that's the one.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, we got that one. That one's in. I guess I should have done that, but
I mean, it was
You gotta
gonna
build some suspense.
happen eventually. And it's not like you get extra points for like picking a unanimous song. You know what I mean?
Who says? I'm the one who grades these.
Well, then that would be a huge change of game here.
Ooh, remind me of that later.
Oh,
Yeah, seriously, because I think I came up with something for big panels.
hey now.
All right. Yeah, I mean, and again, it's got that. We didn't mention this, but there is like, it's not a prevalent constantly thing. There is like a surf thing that Cloud Nothings does, and this has that in spades. But this also is like an 8-minute song. So
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you were
One of those
talking
jamming
about.
ones,
Where
yeah.
they extend this like 10, 12 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But I love that it's very easy for a song like this, like, to feel like a slog. So I like that they figured out a way to turn this energy into 9 minutes without it feeling like, God damn, please stop. Like,
Oh, and they pick it up at the end too, and you kind of know when that's coming, and it's like a 30-second build or something like that, and it just rips.
yeah, I'm with it. All right, Randy.
Okay, I mean, I'm not done with that record, but I think I will stray a little bit for right now. I'm gonna go with the opening track off of, I believe, Last Building Burning, "On an Edge."
I don't have that one.
Nor do I. I was looking and I thought it sounded familiar, but I do not have that one.
Yeah, that's another one. It's like to start an album too, it perks you up right away. You're like, oh, all right, this is what this record's gonna be like. You play a second of it.
If I'm honest, I think part of this was me trying to not pick track ones.
Oh.
But it definitely has that energy I'm after. All right. Well, you played a track one, I'll play a track one. Now Herein.
I don't have that one.
Where else? Nope, I don't have it either.
Oh.
I think that's the one that was right on the edge for me.
Yeah, I didn't pass it, but I recognize it.
Again, it's kind of got that surfy thing. I don't know that I would necessarily describe them as surf music, but there are surf elements that appear.
Yeah, you know that classic Cleveland surf sound. You know.
Hey, man.
You can surf on a river, right?
Or a lake.
Or on a lake.
All right, Branden.
You know what? For me, the following track on that album, I have "Quieter Today."
Yes, I really like that song.
I'm glad you guys have it because I'm pretty sure it was a late cut, and it's another one of those songs where, like, as I'm listening to the playlist before you guys came in, I was like, man, I should have had this one. Man, I should have had this one.
I did a little research. I found a like a blog or something that Dylan Baldy was talking about some of his favorite songs, and he kind of tipped his hat to saying "Quieter Today" was one of his favorites, which I was like, oh yeah, I got that one. Good.
Yeah.
I made a good decision.
All right, Randy.
I'll stay on that record. How about "I'm Not Part of Me"?
I got it.
I thought I did. I guess not.
Oh,
Whoa!
I thought I had that one. That's got two. That one,
Still alive.
It clearly must have been late because I wanted to say yes, and I'm looking at my list, and no. What a bummer.
This is going to be your new thing now when, like, you don't have a song. You're just like, man, I thought it was there.
Maybe on this episode, because a lot of these songs, Quieter Today, I knew I didn't have because I remember it hitting the floor. And then when I listened to the list, looking at my list going, oh man, I should have had that one. This one, I didn't have that, but when you said it, I was like, yeah, no, I don't. Maybe I should have something that I actually do have. How about Psychic Trauma?
I have it.
I have that.
Hey,
there we
here's
go.
one.
There we go.
So with what we have so far in 2 1/4 rounds here, I knew Wasted Days was kind of an automatic, but I and even going forward, I have no idea as to what else could possibly be unanimous. Like I would have never guessed Psychic Trauma. I thought I'm Not Part of Me would have definitely been. Maybe there's a couple others that are thrown in here where I can really see it, but Psychic Trauma, I didn't think it would be 3.
Again, like, it stuck out because it's not. It's weird because it has the energy, but and here comes the energy. It
that speed up.
Yeah, it reminds me of Not a Surf. Like, this is like the second or third time this has happened recently this year, where something kind of reminds me a little bit of Not a Surf. And maybe that's where the word surf is coming from. Maybe it's not necessary.
Subconscious.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
But
a surf.
Psychic Caramel actually is the song that this reminds me of, off of High Low. It has that same speed up thing, but I love it. All right, so Psychic Trauma was me, Brandon.
Let's take a swing on the Waves Cloud Nothing split. How about Nothing Hurts?
Nope.
No, that
okay.
That album's difficult for me because I'm trying to figure out. I do have something from it, but I couldn't split between the bands. So I ultimately was like, okay, well, maybe I just leave it out.
It did feel like there was way more Waves influence than there was Cloud Nothing's influence. But when there was enough Cloud Nothings, I kind of took notice of that. I'm like, okay, there's that little bit of sound that kind of differentiates. That's a little bit more, I guess, in a way, kind of opened up and way more kind of effect heavy. And, that kind of worked alongside Dylan's voice, but a lot of it just didn't sound like them.
Yeah, listening to their first album, Turning On, that sounds very wavesy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the quality of it and sort of the just ambiance of it. It just is real dirty, real sort of punky. And yeah, in the split, No Life for Me, once it gets more melodic and more poppy, that's kind of like, okay, that's like the Dylan part. That's the Cloud Nothings part. And the more punk stuff is like, okay, that's Waves.
All right. Randy?
How about Given to Sing?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. See, I thought that would be at least a 2. But...
Well, sorry, sir, but you were wrong. We have let you down.
Everybody's going to let everybody down at some point.
It's true. If I could type, jeez. Oh.
Yeah, that's what got me.
It's right up there. And this is the part of the show where I remind myself that I should take better notes, and then I won't do it. Because I'd like to have a reason. Like I said, I hesitated to say it was easy. I don't have a reason. So sorry. All right. This one might actually hurt if at least one of you doesn't have it, but the lyrics are right in the title, and when it came out, I was like, okay.
Have it.
The second I heard it, I was like, okay, this is great. Am I something?
Oh, no, that's not one I have. I think it was.
I don't think I have that either.
I think it made my cut though.
Hold on. Something. I need to pull this up because.
Oh wait, no, I have that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that was something that was like right. That was like just made the cut for me.
Because I was about to pull up the lyric because it like he's asking, essentially, am I something? Like,
yeah,
is there anything worth? Am I worth anything? Like, what is the point of me? It's like I feel that so many times, like in every day. So
there's a reality to his lyrics that I really like.
And I mean, you've done enough of these at this point, Randy. How I mean, it's not to say lyrics never hit me right away, but how often is a lyric part of why I put something out there? Like,
you have a tendency to know right away when you like a song because, as we mentioned before, when it hits, you're like, oh, that's how I like a song to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not necessarily a build kind of guy. Like and this is how I always felt about, whenever I had to go through all these, packs of stacks of CDs when I was doing college radio, and like go through and make sure, because I was determining what I wanted people to play on air. So I went through, and if a song didn't get me in about 15 seconds, sometimes I give it 30, then I popped it out and I went to the next one. It had to get me right away. And I had a way different taste than a lot of other people did. And yeah, I guess I'm more like, energy friendly and more noise oriented, but I didn't have a lot of time to listen to this stuff. So I sat on breaks and with a stack of about 15 CDs, and that's how I made decisions.
And very similarly, for I guess to your point, the lyrics hit me right away. That it's very rare that the lyric is the reason I go, yeah, please. All right, Branden.
Let's stay on that album. I'm gonna go with I think a song that also has pretty good lyrics. The "Nothing Without You."
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, I love that song. The dynamic of having the female voice in there, and Branden, I don't know who that is. Is that somebody in another band? Like, do you know who it is?
Oh, why don't I have my stuff pulled up?
But that stands out because of that. That stands out because he wasn't doing a lot of collaborative stuff on other records. And then when you hear that voice in that same sort of style that they were doing their punky stuff in, then you're just like, whoa, okay, this is something different, and it works. It works really well. And, it's a one-off, disappointingly, but I can listen to a whole record like that, to be honest with you.
It's Macy Stewart.
Unfamiliar.
But isn't that great? Macy
Fantastic.
Stewart getting a little bit of love.
Hope she's listening.
All right. 3 unanimous, gents. One more off of my 4.
One more.
And there's like a ton of gameplay. So this could go anyway from here. All right, Randy?
I'm going to pick the song that I thought you were about to say when you did I Am Nothing. That, the lyrics in this I feel like very attached to, because a lot of the times when there's so much to do, when you have so much going on, especially recently where, when you have a near 2-year-old, you're just going to have next to no time on your hands. Like sometimes I just want to just sit there and not have any responsibilities and basically be a slug. And that's why I really attached to Stay Useless.
Yes, sir.
I have that.
Yeah.
Great.
There we go.
Love it.
Yeah.
There's your 4.
Stay Useless. I mean, I knew I was going to love that song before I even heard it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I thought you were going to say it.
That title. And then you hear this. I didn't even get to the lyrics. I was just like, yeah, like you already have 2 out of 3 of the things that I want, like right off the jump. Stay Useless. I can, again, kind of goes hand in hand with Am I Something.
Yeah, I see that.
All right. That was actually going to be my next one, so. Where are we? We got 4 unanimous, right? Yep. And okay, we only need 2 more to get out of NTP. There's still half a game, so let me take a swing then. Let me see if I can find you guys, or let me just put one out here. Things Are Right Without You, or with you rather.
Things Are Right.
I have that
for you.
Oh, maybe my writing is
no. Things Are Right With You off Life Without Sound.
Oh, I wrote it as Things Are Right for you. But I have it.
Well, there you go.
It's on my list as something.
Wow. Okay. Well, just like that, we soared past my 4.
I think we could get more
I
at
think
this
so
point.
too.
This is kind of a slow burn to get to being in a good groove like this now. But
So the amount of times you're going to hear me say that whenever we hit on or make that noise, there is there is a lot of yummy when they hit. And this song specifically, I love that you have a little bit of a burn, but it isn't overly done. And then they go, by the way, here we are. I love it.
Yeah, next time I write a song, I'm just gonna go, and everyone's like, "Yep, that's it.
That's it.
That's the song."
All right, things are right with you, and it is your turn, Branden.
Okay, now the question is, do I take another swing, or do I try to keep a streak going with something that we could all pick?
Streak.
Okay, how about then from Last Building Burning, The Echo of the World?
That's the only other song I have from that record.
I don't have that one, but it's got a...
Oh. We were close.
And I think that just got us out of NTP, though, officially, right? Yep.
Hooray.
5 and 5. Worst case scenario, everything in the combo gets in. So, all right. Randy?
I think there is one more that has a really good chance of getting into the top 10. I'm not going to play it yet. Well, I'm going to go back to Life Without Sound. I'm going to play what I think is the last track off the record, Realize My Fate.
Nope.
No. But again, that must have been a late cut. Nope. Realize my fate. I realize my wife.
Oh, no. You know, that was literally the first thing that Branden ever said to me. He made that kind of joke in the first episode that we ever did of Better Man. And I'm like, oh, this is how it's going to go. All right.
Well, every podcast has to make that joke. I mean, if they don't, they take away your license.
It's true.
I don't know why I'm still here then.
Look, man, I've never seen the first Borat. I actually saw. This is for later. Let's not talk about Borat. Let's not sully Cloud Nothings with Borat talk.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I've now that we're out of NTP, I feel safe, kind of sitting in the middle somewhere, and maybe not finding you guys. It's okay. How about, as much of a statement as it is a song, Leave Him Now?
No, I don't have that.
Nope.
All right. LLL. Leave him now. Whoa.
But again, that's such a typical hook for them.
Mm-hmm.
That, yeah, I could have picked that.
He don't deserve you is the first line. He'll leave you broken. I like it.
Yeah, I guess you gotta say he's an underrated lyricist. Yeah. It's very, very good stuff.
All right, Branden?
I'm gonna go back to No Life for Me and try Hard to Find.
That's the only song I have off that record.
I can't make it unanimous, but we actually have a combo too. So 1 and 2. All right, Randy?
I think I'm going to wait another round to play the song that I really think should have 3, but it might not. I'm going to take something that was off one of the EPs. This is the only thing off of the EPs. I think there were 3 with 6 songs, something like that. I Know You're Done With Me.
Oh, man. No.
I don't have that.
Oh. No. Yeah, good poppy vibe to that one.
Again, What do they do? They can do a lot.
That, I mean, remember, I don't know if it airs before or after this, but in the best of episode where I mentioned the Lemon Twigs had a very, very Britpop sound,
Mm-hmm.
that's in that song.
Yep.
100%.
All right, back around to me. I'll try out a last track. How about The Room It Was?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. I think we might have run out of steam.
I still got one
Okay,
in my back pocket.
Come on.
Yeah. No excuses.
All right, Brandon?
Okay, I'm gonna bunt here then and say no future, no past.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. No.
No.
Brandon, I'm going to tell you something. I actually didn't love that song at first because maybe it was because the idea of I know that Wasted Days is next, and you're kind of just like itching to want to hear that, especially like Fallen right after and Stay Useless right after. And, I thought that one did take a while to build, but once you kind of separate it from the album in a way, which is so weird to say about an opening track, it shouldn't be what you say about an opening track. It does stand out on its own, and it gave me a Radiohead vibe. I don't know what about it. I think it was just like definitely when it's a little more kind of, I wouldn't say mellowed out, but contained, because it goes from contained into just energetic and kind of blasting out of the speakers towards the end. But I got a Radiohead vibe from this one.
I think
Yeah, it is a very sort of like thesis statement of a song, sort of like it's sounds a little bit different than some of the other stuff. It's not like poppy or anything, but it is like a very sort of, hey, look at us. This is what we're doing. This is us commanding the stage, pretty much.
Yeah.
There is a reason here. So I think this had two things going against it, because I got to this record when we initially still had the first two on. So by the time I got here, I was already being super selective. So when this, I'm pretty sure it made my first pass, but then Wasted Days comes after, and I'm like, ooh, that's what I want. I think had I started, it doesn't do the thing of, that I always say on these, like, oh, track one, album one, it doesn't do that. But I think had I heard it, because when I heard it today, I was like, oh man, yeah, like shit, I could have had this. Like it obviously didn't prompt me enough to make the change, but I was like, oh man, yeah, this is different enough that I could have had this on my list. It just was a victim of the way we initially had it placed, and to your point, Randy, its placement. Like you look at this list now, like the next three, Wasted Days, Fallen, Stay Useless, I had all three. It's just like I think it just kind of fell to I can't take everything off this record as well. So
Yep.
All right. I said a lot to say nah. Randy.
Happens. My pick now.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to go with the one that I think has a very, very good chance to get into that top 10. If it doesn't, then I guess I might win. I like this song because it's got the idea of, it's somebody that had lost a partner, sees them with somebody else, and now has to figure out a way to cut them out of his life. And he's still kind of dealing with the after effects of all this. And, while this is all going on within the lyrics, the song is just killer. It starts out completely different than the way that it finishes, but it just gets into this mode where once they play the chorus over and over again, like it doesn't feel stale. It feels like they're creating more, I guess, acceleration as they go on with it. And it's the last song off of Attack from a Memory, and I love it. Cut You.
I got it.
I don't.
Whoa. Oh man.
Oh.
Oh, that's going to come back into play, I think.
I think so too.
I know we're going to have a lot of representation from this record. But
Yeah,
I do have a say. At the moment, I have a say.
indeed. All right,
At
back
the
around.
moment.
Yeah. All right, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe we do 2 more rounds here and then dump out.
I have 4 left.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
So,
Brandon, what do you got?
Let's go for author. Wait.
Oh, wait. No, I was asking how many you have left.
Oh, how many I have? Oh, I thought I was thinking the cicadas. I don't think it's me. What is that? 1, 2, 7.
okay.
Oh,
That's,
so we're all
yeah,
kind
in
of
between.
different positions.
Yeah.
Here.
So, two rounds cuts you in half, Randy. So we'll do 1 more round and then dump out. All right. That means I got to kind of take a heavier.
We can do 2 more rounds. I don't care.
Sure. How about pattern walks?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a quick 2 rounds. I have this.
Hey.
No, I don't.
Okay. 2. This convo is going to be heavy. I mean, it's not going to be brutal, but it's going to be heavy. Yeah. All right, Brandon?
How about offer an end from Last Building Burning?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Offer an end has 2. Offer Justin and Brandon. All right, Randy?
This is off. Not Last Building Burning. I know I already played a couple songs from this record. Now I can't remember the name of it. Oh. No, is it Life Without Sand? Yeah, these might be off. Whatever. I'm gonna play Darkened Rings.
Nope. DARK.
No.
All right. And then we will go into our last round here. How about Internal World?
No.
No.
I got a little cute with it. Trying to remove all of Randy's picks before he gets to them. All right. Brandon?
Have Modern Act.
Yes, sir.
God, I have. Whoa! Late game, unanimous.
There it is. Just like that.
And Brandon, the tide is switched
and
from me to you.
What does that leave you with? Like 1 left, Randy?
Exactly 1 left, yeah.
Ooh.
Play some of this one, though.
Yeah, of course. Again.
Oh, yeah. Bright summer day.
Oh, yeah.
See?
I'm just thinking
Driving in your car on the beach. Yeah.
I mean, surf has been mentioned like 100 times already.
Yes. I mean, I guess maybe it's just what he listened to and it just kind of came out in his music. Oh, God. Yes. Come on. There we go. All right. So that was Brandon, right? So Randy.
Brandon, did you listen to this week's episode of our show?
I haven't listened yet.
Oh, okay. Because I used this as the intro song, so I didn't know if that was gonna make you think, maybe he's gonna play this or not. But my last song happens to be, and we've talked about how great of a lyricist that Dylan is the whole entire time, but this song doesn't have any lyrics because it doesn't need them because the song itself, like I can just see this being played live and it being just a burner. It's fucking great. It's about like 3 to 4 minutes long, whatever it is, but I can take another 3 or 4 minutes of this. Separation.
Yes.
No from Brad.
Sorry, I have that. I hit the wrong button.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow, nobody gets it then.
Nobody gets it. So 7's the answer. I should have, man. I fought against my instinct. I wanted to go positive. but we all kind of had a negative vibe. Come on.
No.
Beautiful.
It's not often that you get like an instrumental that you really, really want to pick for the show.
And that describes the band well. Like that isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's plenty of bands who do really great instrumentals, but I wouldn't prop them up as, yeah, man, this is what this band does. Usually if it's an instrumental, it's taken some kind of swing as like, hey, we're gonna kind of put this in between tracks. This falls right in line with what they do, so it's like, of course I've got this. So
I think it's sort of artsy in this way where it kind of, well, lyrically, I'm sure that they could have put something together with it. It would have been just fine. It would have been great as much as the instrumental is. But I think the idea here is to just kind of listen to the song and gather whatever emotion, whatever feeling that you have from it, and sort of develop your own definition of it. And not enough bands do that. Not enough bands are artsy enough to really think that way, because I think that like they're all thinking like, okay, what can people sing along to? What what words do I have that are so deep that I need to get out? And sometimes I think that you can get across to a crowd just by playing.
Yes, sir. All right. So I'm going to dump out and see if Brandon and I can make this a little bit more difficult in the combo. No Sentiment.
Yes, I have that.
Oh. Okay. All right. And then next, Another Way of Life.
No, I don't have that.
All right. Another Way of Life. All right. And down to my last two here. Should Have.
Nope.
And for the record, I went with the EP version. I thought that one was better. And then last but not least, this is from the Wave Split. Come Down.
No.
All right. Well, we got one more in there. Let me find that real quick, and then Come Down. I don't want to come back down from this cloud.
Oh God.
Right. Would you say, Randy?
No, I was asking how many you had left.
Oh, 3.
All right, so just for fun, throw them out there.
I had 6 of the 8 songs from Attack on Memory on my list.
What?
No, the other one I had was Our Plans from it.
Yep.
That one came really close, but I feel like I had too many from that record that I needed to go off elsewhere.
We officially covered that entire record, folks.
That's well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I was like, so like it's like I think we'll get 6 because that album is going to be probably overly represented.
I mean,
not that it's a bad thing.
There's going to be some arguments that we're going to have in just a second, or discussions, I should say. We'll be a little bit more diplomatic about it. But yeah, like we already have 3 of those in.
Yep.
Yeah, but then I have from Last Building Burning, Dissolution. And then from their Lockdown album they released in 2020, which you can listen to on Bandcamp. I didn't see that it wasn't here on Spotify, but it's the song Right on the Edge.
And folks, it's at this moment where I remind you that collecting all the songs that do not make it is very beneficial to you. You should do that. All right, so what, 7? I love when we exceed expectations here. 7 are in: Wasted Days, Stay Useless, Separation, Psychic Trauma, Things Are Right With You, Modern Act, and Nothing Without You. And we have 11 that we need to trim down to 3.
Oh yeah.
And none of us, we got to talk it out because none of us have the final say. So we've got No Future, No Past, Fall In, No Sentiment, Cut You, Quieter Today, Pattern Walks, I'm Not Part of Me, Hard to Find, Offer an End, The Echo of the World, and Am I Something? Okay, so Branden, of those twos, is there one that you're like, man, I can't believe we didn't get that, or we really can't go forward without it?
I'm Not Part of Me is just blowing my mind.
Okay.
That was the first one I was thinking.
I'm with it. So that takes us up to 8. Same question to you, Randy.
Here's the dilemma that we have here, because 3 of our unanimous songs, I want to kind of go over the album distribution here in just a second, but 3 of these songs are attack on a memory, of a memory, from a memory. I'm getting them confused right now. But we have 3. We have Wasted Days, Stay Useless, and Separation.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's pretty obvious that that's their best record, how much more do we want to add to this?
Yeah.
I'll just kind of leave that open-ended.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fine question, because I don't know.
Right. Because honestly, I look at the rest of this list. I picked a lot of these, and the one that I love the most, I think, is Cut You.
Yeah.
And even, I mean, you said Fallen too, like that. Like, those are difficult conversations for both of them, you know?
Absolutely. Do we start looking at sound, or do we? Because Am I Something really? Am I Something really hit me? Do we have everything available represented, other than because obviously nothing from the split with Waves is getting in, because nothing.
I don't think we have anything from Last Building Burning.
Okay. Did anything? Yeah, Offer an End.
Because we have Offer an End and End Echo of the World.
So that means Hard to Find is out if we're not going to take anything from Waves record.
Oh wait, okay.
Yeah, because we did put 1 in.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's tackle Last Building Burning first. So we've got the 2, Offer an End, The Echo of the World. I mean, the question is one or both. I lean towards one, but
yeah, did we? No, I guess we didn't, because the only other I had Echo of the World, and I also had On an Edge, and you guys didn't take On an Edge. I don't know. Echo of the World, I was sort of like okay with, like it was good, but I think that there is better on this list. Like, how many from the second record do we have?
What, 2 right now?
Psychic Trauma and I'm Not Part of Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that makes it really tougher to get Quieter Today in.
Yeah.
Even though I kind of want that one.
Yeah. So I'll put my 2 cents in here. Quieter Today was one I was looking at. Fall In, of course. Just cut. All right, let's try to make this a little simpler. Even though it'll hurt. Branden, of the ones that are remaining, is there something that you're looking at that you're like, very cool that it made it this far, but it's time for it to hit the cutting room floor?
Probably Hard to Find, just because it's not an official Cloud Nothings, and so it is a cool little prize at the bottom of the cereal box if you're going through the catalog, but it's not essential, and it's not gonna win you over on the band. It's probably gonna more confuse you, like, wait, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Same question to you, Randy. Is there something that really doesn't stand a chance at this point?
I think if we're trimming, then what we got to do is because we have 4 from Attack from a memory. And I think the 2 that I don't think hold as much water as Cut You and Fallen are No Future, No Past, and No Sentiment.
I hate to agree, but I do.
Yeah, right. It's right. You're gonna have to make some tough decisions on this one.
Yeah, I hate to agree, but I absolutely do. All right. So All right. And then I think Quieter Today belongs before Pattern Walks for sure.
I agree with that. Yep.
All right. So maybe.
So Pattern Walks is
out.
out.
All right.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah. All right. So now what do we got left here?
6 for 2, 2 for 6.
Yeah. Fall In,
Whatever.
Cut You, Quieter Today, Offer an End, The Echo of the World, Am I Something? All right. So if we're playing the album representation game, Am I Something can hit the floor here, even though that hurts.
What record is that on?
Shadow to Remember.
Shadow to Remember. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So if we're playing album representation, we have that album represented. If we're just trying to take the best two, I think it's still alive. So I'll leave that to you boys.
If we're taking the best two, if we're talking that way, then for me it's Cut You, Quieter Today. But that really front loads the first two records.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be okay. Almost, like the Echo of the World. Let's hear the Echo of the World real quick.
Okay.
And like see if it like fits into that upper echelon of songs.
Oh. Come on.
Yeah. That's tough to just leave out.
Yeah. All right. Just for... So let's play the... Okay, I think we have this covered.
So this is what, Offer an End?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though this is kind of more like gothy feeling, but I love what Echo the World is doing.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there.
All right, let's take Echo of the World. All right, so now, and let's drop Offer an End. All right, so now
I didn't think you would get in this tense here. Like these three are all ones I had very, very high on my list.
Am I Something, Quieter Today, Cut You, Fall In. I hate to do it. I hate to do it. Hate to do it. I fucking love Fall In. I fucking love it. But I think that when we're down to the last song and it's up against these other four, if we had two left, I'd fight harder to get Fall In. But the fact that we're down to the last one, I don't know that. Oh God, this hurts in my soul to say. I don't know that Fall In, unless somebody wants to make the argument for it. I don't know that Fall In is number 10.
It's really because it's the three of the other two. I think it's Cut You 1, Quieter Today 2, Fall In 3, and that's like, if you did an overall power rankings, they're probably all like 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah. So let's drop Fall In, make this a little easier. And now I think it's the album representation question. If we don't care, I think I slot it the same way you do, Randy. Cut You, Quieter Today, Am I Something?
Okay.
If we do, then I think it might be Quieter Today, Am I Something? If it's just best, God, there's still something about the way Am I Something hits.
What record is that off again?
Shadow I Remember.
That one we don't have anything from.
We got one, Nothing Without You. Yeah. So I mean, again,
that's a late, that's such a late record that having one from a later record that sounds completely different.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, do we get a third from Here and Now, a second from the Shadow I Remember, or do we just take Cut You? I'm gonna put this one to you because let's see, Branden, you had Am I Something, and you didn't have Cut You. I was the one that was out on Quieter Today. So of those, slot
We
those.
literally, all of us had two and didn't have the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
So slot an order. Quieter Today, Cut You, Quieter Today, Am I Something?
I probably go Cut You, Am I Something, Quieter Today.
Okay. And then Randy, you had Cut You as one too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we just decided. I don't want to make this any harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
All right, so that gives us 10. All right, so we've got Wasted Days, Stay Useless, Separation, Psychic Trauma, Things Are Right With You, Modern Act, Nothing Without You, I'm Not Part of Me, The Echo of the World, Cut You. And I know we said what we all think is kind of the number one at the beginning. Do you still feel that way, Randy?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think, Brandon? Is it Wasted Days, or do you want to nominate something else?
Oh, yeah, I would say, I'd go with the Wasted Days.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
That's the one. When I was asked to listen to this record and I put it on, after No Future, No Past, and that hit, like that beginning, and then you hear that, like that is my style of song right there. But I think that transfers to just about anybody that likes that kind of music.
Yeah. So there we go. Wasted Days is our number one. Come on.
I know.
We did it. It went from deflated to really excited to, the conversation was, we made some choices, fellas.
This is a tougher conversation that I've had in a while.
Yeah, we made some choices, but here we go. Let's run it down. Wasted Days is our number one. Stay Useless, Separation, Psychic Trauma, Things Are Right With You, Modern Act, Nothing Without You, I'm Not Part of Me, The Echo of the World, and Cut You rounds out our 10. Let's let Wasted Days get a moment in the sun. Delicious. You're welcome, folks. You're very, very welcome. We did this for you. We've done the work. That's the line. We did the work for you. All you got to do is listen. Deprogrammed is, of course, a podcast, which means you can subscribe, rate, comment. I'm going to lead in with that because it's cool, but I ask this all the time. When's the last time somebody said, hey, you should subscribe, and you went, oh, yeah, I should do that? I feel like if you're going to subscribe, you probably already did. But I would appreciate you subscribing. Patreon.com/OhHiJustin is a great way to get involved if you would like to, financially help the program. That would be cool. $1 a month gets you in the door, gets you audio content, and gets you places on the Discord. Yeah, like it gets you Discord stuff. But it also gets you, like I said, early access to Deprogrammed. It gets you the after the fact that we are going to like blast through in mere moments. And check that out. So patreon.com/OhHiJustin. Again, the Discord is where we do this show. So if you want to join the Discord, legionofstupid.com, upper left, boom, there's a link. Do it. You want to come play? Same place. Hit podcast, hit Deprogram, scroll about halfway down. There's a sign-up sheet. Come talk about a band. It'll be a blast. If you want to hear Randy episodes, that's where you do it. You click Randy's name. You want to hear Branden episodes? You click Branden's name. That's where you do it. You want to hear me episodes? They're all of them. Ha! I don't care. I don't care anymore, folks. I will do that joke till I die. And with that, Cloud Nothings. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.